welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny and you can find me on Instagram and on Ravelry as Honeybird Studio. Today I am going to be talking about the Irene Lin knit along that both myself and Faith are hosting over on Instagram. My hope is that this video is going to be published on the 15th of October, so that's the start of the knit along. And I haven't never done this before. I think if I post it as a premiere, then there should be like a chat box off to the side. This side? I'm not sure. One of the sides. And I think if you're there for the premiere of the video, you can join in the chat. I think something like that. So we'll see if that happens, and if not, then whoops. Sorry. Maybe I'll have it figured out for the future, or for a future video. Anyways, so today I wanted to go over all of the Irene Lin patterns that I have knit so far, and I guess kind of like hope that I can inspire anyone that or like if you're interested in knitting any of these patterns, like kind of inspire you to knit the pattern if you see it in person, or not in person, but showing it on video. But yeah, so I've got my notebook here, and I've written down all of the patterns that I have knit so far since, I think the first pattern I knit of Irene Lin's was it last spring? Or was it the spring before? I do not keep track of when I start projects or when I finish projects. And I feel like the last couple of years have kind of blurred together anyway. So it was either last spring or no, it had to have been last spring. It had to have been 2020. It was the first pattern of hers that I knit. So I'll be showing that along with every other pattern that I've knit so far, and my 2 works in progress that I'm working on of her patterns. Anyways, so I've written down the patterns that I've knit, and then also the patterns that I want to knit for the knit along. At least there's one for sure that I want to knit, and then there's 2 or 3 tentative plans for things that I'd like to knit if I have time to finish them before the deadline, which is January 6th of next year, 2024. Anyways, so let's get into it. I'm going to start with, so I've got 2 piles here. One pile is all of the Irene Lin patterns that I have knit in acrylic yarn, or in the case of this one, it's bamboo yarn. So like there's one pile of the yarn that I've bought from like Michael's, and then the other pile is the patterns that I've knit using like wool or hand-dyed yarn. So yeah, I'll get into it. The first, I guess these are kind of like summer things in this pile and more fall winter things in this pile, now that I think about it. Anyways, so the first pattern I want to talk about is the Breeze Sleeveless Airy top. And this is mine. I knit this out of Lion brand Trueboo. And I think I needed like, did I use 4 balls for this? I feel like this would have needed either 3 or 4 because of the length of this. So it's got this really, if I remember correctly, it's a seamed garment. So you knit the front piece and then the back piece, and they're both identical, and then you seam them, right? Do you seam it up the side? It's gotta be seamed. Yeah, it's definitely seamed. But so you do the mattress stitch, but it's pretty clean looking seam, if I do say so myself. But it's got a really nice touch to it in that the eyelets that are around the, like up here, you can knit like an I-cord, or in my case I made a really long braid and then lace it through the eyelets here. And I think I definitely, now that I've knit a number of Irene Lin patterns, I definitely have a looser gauge than she does. So I should know going into future projects that I probably should size down on my needles or actually do a gauge swatch, because I almost never do gauge swatches. But anyways, so I opted to do a braided cord, and I've just laced the bottom part here because in one of the sample pictures, that's what she had. And I've seen ones where the back is laced up, so like the lace would start up here and then like kind of crisscross down. You could even do it the opposite way where you have the bow at the top, or like the knot and bow at the top, but it's really versatile in that way. You could even lace up both front and back, or if you like, for me, I definitely do need to lace it up because it does sit a little bit low. I think I made the straps just a little bit too long, considering this was bamboo and it stretched significantly vertically. When I, like, not when I blocked it, but after I've worn it for a while, the weight of the bamboo kind of like brings it down, makes it longer, I guess. And then the other thing too is it's got this drop stitch detail at the bottom as well. I actually really enjoyed doing that. It was very, I don't know. I've never really done patterns with drop stitches, if I remember correctly. But anyway, so that's the Breeze Sleeveless Airy top. And I would like to knit another one, but I would definitely either size down in the pattern or go down a needle size. Possibly like use fingering. I think this is like considered a DK weight for the True Boo. Or in my case, it knit up at a DK weight. So I'm going to, I guess I'll take stuff from here and just put it off to the side after I talked about it. So the next three garments that I've knit are the Rota Jumper, and I knit these three last summer, and I actually have knit a fourth one, a hot pink one out of cotton yarn for my sister-in-law. So unfortunately I don't have that one with me, but I will show off the three that I have here. So this is, let's see, am I holding it right? Oh, here we go. So this is my black Rota Jumper, and I believe for all of these I knit the size 2. And again, because my gauge is larger than Irene Lin's, I should have gone down to a size 1. And it's funny because I think I knit all three of these as a size 2 on the same needles with essentially the same yarn. The yarn I used for this one was I don't know, like a one-time yarn that Michaels was carried called, or it was the Lion brand Schitt's Creek yarn. They had it for like, I don't know, 2 months in the summer last year. And then it went on clearance for like super cheap, like $3 or $4 a ball. So I think it only took me like 2 balls to make each one of these. I'm pretty sure, like 2, maybe 3 at the most. But it's got this really nice mesh pattern on it, and these are all cables, like all the crosses are like 1x1 cables. And I'm sure you could definitely do it without a cable needle. Like, I know there's people that do cables without cable needles. But I actually found it really relaxing. I think it was like every 4th row was a cable row. And I don't know, there's something about doing a cable every 4 stitches for an entire row that was kind of relaxing. And so, yeah, so I liked the pattern so much. It was, I mean, okay, these are made out of acrylic yarn. I would like to make another one out of actual like cotton or like a plant-based fiber for the summer for next year. Because, oh yeah, so I'll talk about this one too. This is also out of the Schitt's Creek yarn. So this one is a beige. It's beige. So this one you can see the pattern a little bit better on. There we go. Yeah, and it looks so cute over a pair of shorts, and it's got, you know, these big sleeves. Mine are definitely longer than they are intended to be in the pattern. Like I said, my gauge is bigger, so, and I didn't do a gauge swatch, of course. I almost never do gauge swatches, but I really like the way that this fits. It's oversized and it looks great over, I usually just wear it over a bralette. Yeah, there's no, like, I just wear one of my Ripple bralettes, which is a pattern by Jessie May Designs. And I've, like, I think I mentioned it before, I have like 5 or 6 different colors. So I kind of like, I wouldn't say I coordinate, but like I'll wear a pink bralette under this one. And, oh yeah, I guess like a pink or beige. And I'll wear a black one under the black Rota Jumper and a pink one under this one. So this one is my 3rd one. And this one's knit out of Lion brand Pound of Love. So, of course, I had to do like a dusty pink. So it's super cute. It's, again, it's like oversized. This pattern actually comes also in vest form, or sorry, it's not in the same pattern, but she has a Rota vest. So if you're not into the whole garment, the whole sweater, you can knit just the vest version of this, which I think is also a really nice summer pattern, or like a pattern for summer, or like just like, to me, I think because I knit all of these in the summer, it's such a summer pattern to me. So yeah, so that's that. And then the last one of the acrylic yarns that I've knit up, this one is the first pattern of Irene Lin's that I knit. This is the Faye Summer top. And when this was the first pattern of hers that I saw, and I fell in love because it's got everything that I love. Cables, lace, baubles, and textured stitch. Is there any? It's got twisted stitches, not any like moss stitch or anything. But, so, I knit mine out of a discontinued yarn from Michaels. Again, I probably bought it like 2 summers ago. It was the Loops and Threads Joy DK. And again, I of course did not do a gauge swatch. And I should have gone down not only a size in the pattern, but also a size on the needles, because the gauge on this is quite... I could have gone down a needle size, is all, yeah. So this is my Faye Summer top. And I love this. It's so... I want to knit this one again, but in a wool cotton blend maybe, or like I want to see... I should have looked up what she knit hers out of, because I really like hers. Looks just so much more delicate, because again, like, this is knit out of acrylic yarn. So so when I finished this, I threw it in the washer and dryer, and it definitely, in my experience with acrylic yarns, are the ones that I've worked with so far, after throwing them in the washer and dryer, they really loosen up and like become way more drapey than they are when you first knit them up. So here's the back. But yeah, look at that. So it's got cable and then the like lace and bauble and the twisted stitches there. I just love the arrangement of all the stitches on this. And the other thing too is it's got this little... I was really into ruffles last year, so I was really drawn to this little like ruffle on the arms here. And yeah, I just enjoyed every moment of this, and I've worn it a number of times. It is definitely too big. Like, it's a lot more positive ease on me than I would like. So if I was going to knit this again, definitely going down a needle size, and probably a whole size in the pattern, because I think I knit the size 3 for this one, to be honest. And I think I'm more of a size 1 or 2. Like, I guess if I did a gauge swatch, I would probably actually know, but anyway. So that's my Faye Summer top. Definitely a pattern that I would like to knit again. If you like lace, cables, baubles, that's a excellent pattern. It's knit, well, the back, it's like a drop shoulder, so it's knit the back panel, knit to here, and then like your front panels, and then you connect them, and then you knit in the round. I don't think there was any seaming on this. I don't think I would have seamed something that, yeah. Anyways, so that's my Faye Summer top. And now I'll get into my more wool sweaters, I suppose. So the first one I've got here is the Una sweater. And here we go. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's the Una sweater. And I used Estelle Eco Andean DK. And I think I bought 3 like hanks of them. And I think I only used 2. Or maybe I bought 4 and I only used 3, because I have a full hank left of this yarn. So this is, it's got like, I really like this neckline. And I think it's really elegant. Like, just the whole thing with the broken rib and the way that the increases are on the shoulder here. So you've got like this panel here, and then the increases come on each side. And then when you pick up for the sleeve, it kind of, there's like a little bit of a puff on the sleeve, if you can see that there. And I I love this sweater. This is what I wore to Knit City last year, and I actually got quite a few compliments on it. Oops. So I really enjoyed knitting this one. Something about broken rib, I don't know, I just find it really relaxing. I would rather knit a whole sweater in broken rib than to knit a whole sweater in stockinette. I just need something that's a little bit engaging. And this is probably, okay, maybe it's just because I've knit these out of wool, but all the patterns I've knit out of acrylic have turned out to be just a bit bigger than they should be. Everything that I've knit out of wool, okay, maybe not everything, but most of the things I've knit out of wool seem to be a more appropriate size. So anyway, this pattern, my younger sister saw me wearing it and she really liked it and she wanted one for herself in a similar color. But this was, I think it was last winter's when I cast it on, and I used, do I have it here? I knit hers in a beige, not red, but I was using wool, what is this, Loops and Threads wool-like, and I was holding it double to get the same gauge, and I knit her the same pattern, the same size, but I knit hers with long sleeves. And if I can get pictures, or sorry, I'll send her a message and ask her if she can get a picture of it, like just hung up or a flat lay or something, so I can show the one that I knit for her. So it's out of 100, well no, I think it's like 85% acrylic and 15% nylon. And of course I put it in the washer and dryer before I sent it before I gave it to my sister, just to make sure that I'm giving her a fully finished project, or a fully finished product, so that there's not going to be any surprises when she puts it in the washer and dryer. But yeah, so, and hers isn't like a off-white, no, it's not off-white, it's more like a beige as well. So if I get a picture of that, I'll put it in here or previously. And yeah, so that was my Una sweater. And now I've got my Ola sweater. And this is yarn that I picked up at Knit City last year by Midknit Cravings, and this is in their light sock base. And I believe the colorway is called Rosewater, which might look familiar because this year I picked up Rosewater in the Comfort Sport DK. So this is my Ola sweater, and it's got a really beautiful lace detail across the back, and then it carries over the shoulder, and then it's featured again on the cuff, like on the, or before the cuff, at the bottom of the arm, before the cuff. And then it's got like just a super simple like neck finishing here, and I really like it. I wore this to Knit City on day 1 this year, or I guess like on the Saturday, and it was definitely warm. I probably could have worn something not as hot as this, but I survived. So, and this one too has a little bit of a puff on the shoulder, or like not, this is a drop shoulder, so this kind of comes down more like right here, and it kind of has like a little bit of a puff there. You can kind of see that. I really like this sweater. I finished this a while ago, I guess. When did I finish it? In the summer? Sometime. Anyway, so yeah, so this is the Ola sweater, and I really enjoyed knitting this as well. I mean, I enjoyed knitting all of these. The lace detail was really fun to knit, and the finished product in general, I just really like the way it turned out. And I don't know, I feel like it's very feminine and elegant, I feel, and I love wearing it over a skirt. It's very feminine. And of course it's pink, right up my alley. So that is that. The next one is the Lana Vest, and the pattern itself calls for, I think, an Aran, like a worsted or an Aran weight, but I wanted to, and it's kind of like more oversized. In the sample photo, she's wearing it like over a dress, I think, and it's definitely more oversized. I wanted one that was more fitting, like form fitting, and I had this DK weight yarn that I got from Kensington Prairie Farms a couple years ago at Knit City. I don't remember the name of it, And when I tried to look it up, I couldn't find the company. Like, I couldn't figure out what company had made it. So I don't have very much information on this yarn, but it's a chain ply yarn. It's super bouncy, and I think it was like 100% alpaca. And I knit it shorter than it indicates in the pattern. So it's not cropped, I would say, but it's shorter than it is in the pattern. So this is again, like another like drop shoulder where you knit the back and then you pick up and knit the front left, front right, and then you connect it in the round under the arms. And I love this because it's got texture and cables. Actually, I'll show you the back. So it's got all this texture here and then cables and then like more texture there. It's hard to see on the camera. I feel like you can see it a little bit better in person. But yeah, these cables here don't show up very well on the camera. This yarn doesn't lend very well to showing off the cables and the texture. They kind of like blend together, but that's okay. I really like wearing this over a button-down shirt, and I think I have a dress or two. Or sorry, no, I have one dress that has like long sleeves that this looks really good on. So I wore this to Fibers West earlier this year, and I got several compliments on it as well. It's such a beautiful pattern, and I enjoyed it so much that I knit it a second time. But this time I knit it, I think I knit either the bigger size or I knit it on bigger needles. No, I think I knit the size up, or maybe it's just the difference between the chain ply and this yarn. But I got this yarn from Kensington Prairie Farm. I think it was in their clearance bin, and I think it was called Indecita. And so I knit another Lana Vest, but this one is like definitely oversized. So maybe I did go up a size in the pattern. I think what I did was I cast on for size 2 up here, but then I did size 3 down here, so I had more room on the sides instead of it like hugging my body. So this was closer to what's in the sample photo, but it's still, because I cast on a size 2 up here, it has less stitches, so it doesn't come quite over the shoulders like in the sample photo. But this shows off the pattern so much better. Not only the color of the yarn, sorry, I'm talking behind the project here, but yeah, not only does the color of the yarn show off the pattern better, but I think also too, because this is not a chain ply, or maybe, I don't know, this one just seems a little bit fuzzier than this one. Maybe it's just the color, but anyway. And then it's got, I forgot to mention, but it's got this lateral braid sort of deal on the bottom, and I really like that detail. And yeah, it's a v-neck. I love v-necks. I've discovered that v-necks are my jam. And yeah, so that's my second Lana Vest. And then if you're not into garments and you want to knit an accessory, I would highly recommend the Boho style Mosaic shawl. And I think it's originally intended to be in worsted weight, but I bought yarn from Knit City last year from Ancient Arts Yarn, and I bought their DK base, which is the Lascaux DK, and I got 4 different colors. And this is what oh my gosh, it's so big I can't fit it into the frame, but this is my Boho style Mosaic shawl. And I think originally it's got a 4.5 millimeter needle, and I think I knit this on a 4 millimeter. And then there's 2 sizes. There's like the normal size and then like the larger size, and the larger size is just 3 extra repeats here to add, I think it's like almost 90 stitches, or it was an extra like 50 stitches or something to the whole pattern. So maybe I can stand up and, oh my gosh, it is beautiful. I cannot wait for the weather to get cooler so I can wear this. This is like the perfect size shawl. And it's just, oh my gosh, look at that. Like, this is amazing. Oh, I gotta be careful because the earrings I'm wearing today are a little bit, they're kind of out there. I don't want to get it caught on the wool. But yeah. So, I'm so excited about this. I just love the what is it? Oh my gosh, the mosaic motif on this was so much fun to knit. And I think the color choices were perfect. The dyer, I can't remember her name, but she was the one that helped me pick out the colors. At first, I wasn't totally sold on the blue, but having knit it up and like seeing it now, it's like, wow, it just looks so good. Because originally I think I was choosing a gray, but the gray kind of washed out the rest of, like, it didn't go well with the beige kind of thing. So I think the blue really complements every, like, it just, I feel like it really anchors it, I guess. Anyway, so this is a pattern I would actually really like to knit again, but currently I'm knitting on the boho style mosaic cardigan. So I believe, and that's what I'll talk about next. So I talked about this on my last video, but I have since made like progress, 4 rows, 5 rows. So along the lines of the boho style mosaic shawl, she has also released a boho style mosaic cardigan. And this is what I've got so far. The sleeves and part of the body. I would say I'm like a third of the way through the, no, maybe like halfway through the body at this point. Maybe. Because yeah, I've got 2 more repeats to do before I do the mosaic motif and then the last part. So for this one, I'm just waiting for the yarn to come, which should be in the next 2 weeks, hopefully. And oh yeah, and then the last thing that I'm working on from Irene Lin's pattern collection is the gown cardigan. And this I'm knitting, oh sorry, the mosaic cardigan is being knit out of Hobby Friends wool. And this is the gown cardigan, and I'm knitting this out of Fiber Spates Scrumptious DK worsted. And what really drew me to this pattern was one of the pattern photos on, or one of the project photos. There's a woman that's wearing a burgundy cardigan, and I was like, that immediately, my younger sister immediately came to mind. I was like, that's something I think my younger sister would wear. And I had this kind of like, it's a deep, I would say it's kind of like, it's definitely a jewel tone, like burgundy, not even burgundy, like, I don't even know, but it comes off a lot lighter, a lot brighter on the camera. It is more of a deeper like red burgundy color. And I talked to my sister yesterday and she agreed to let me knit it longer. So I will be knitting it at, I think, about 6 to 8 inches longer than it is now. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, so those are all of the Irene Lin patterns that I've knit. Oh, that's a lie. I also knit the boho style mosaic cardigan for my younger sister, and I knit it out of acrylic. And if I can remember, or if she gets back to me before I edit this video, I'll try and insert a picture of the cardigan that I made for her. She really likes it, and it's got similar colors. It's got the light gray, dark gray, light blue, and dark blue. And she seems to really enjoy it, so that makes me happy. And yeah, so that's all the patterns that I've knit from Irene Lin so far. The 2 that I'm currently working on. And then now I just want to go over my plans for the knit along. And so on the 15th of October, which is hopefully when this video goes live, I'm going to be casting on the Acacia cardigan. And this cardigan caught my eye because it's all over lace and it just looks very elegant. I have yet to knit a cardigan that has buttons, so I'm excited to actually do that. So the yarn that I'm going to use, I've got right here, the yarn that I'm using for the Acacia cardigan is by Kensington Prairie Farm. And okay, my camera's not going to focus, but I bought this from Knit City this year with the intention of knitting the Acacia cardigan. I bought 6 balls, and this is how many? It is 100% baby alpaca, and it's got 200 meters for 100 grams. So that's kind of, I guess that makes it a worsted weight, but looking at the individual strands, it looks more of like a DK weight. But I got 6 of these, so that's 1,200 meters. Yeah, 1,200 meters. So I'm hoping that should be enough to knit the cardigan. Once I get the sleeves done, I'm just gonna knit the body as long, like, with as much of the yarn as possible, because I'm trying not to have, I would like to not have leftover yarn after knitting a project. So that's project number 1. That's my priority, is to cast on and finish the Acacia Cardigan before the end of the knit along on January 6th. The 2 other projects that I want to knit on, or the 2 other patterns that I want to knit, are the Ramble Jumper. So she originally had this knit up in a worsted weight yarn, I think, and then her second one, like, that original pattern's not available anymore. So her second pattern is supposed to be like bulky weight, but I think I can get away with using the yarn that I chose. Like, I've knit a number of her patterns with not in the yarn weight that's recommended, and I always seem to find a way to make it work. And so I got Patton's Classic Wool Worsted, and the colors I'm going to use are, what is this called? Natural Mix for the main color. And then this is probably just called black. Yeah, black for the contrast color. And this will go on the sleeves. I think is it just the sleeves, I think? And then this is the body of the sweater. So I'm excited about that. I was inspired by the colors that she has in her sample photo. I think this is as close as I'm going to get, because there's not very many colors of Patton's, and it was inexpensive wool from Michael's, and it's also on sale right now. So, or not right now. When I bought this yarn, it was on sale. And then the third project that I want, or the third pattern that I want to knit, is her newest pattern, the Ranne Vest. And I was immediately drawn to this pattern. It's got lace and cables and texture, and the split hem on the side, like, it's the hem, or like the split starts like way up here, and it's like overlapped, and I don't know, there's something about that really, I don't know, I just really like. And so I picked up some of the more Patton's Wool Worsted, and this is in the Irene colorway. And so again, I was inspired by the color of the sample photo for the short version of the vest. So I picked up enough to make the short version of the vest, or the shorter, because she's also got the long version that comes down to like mid-thigh, or I mean, I guess you could knit it as long as you want, really. I just don't think I have anything in my wardrobe that would look good with, so I'm gonna knit the first one, the shorter one. So that's the ones that I have yarn for. And then, okay, so there's a fourth one. I want to knit the gown cardigan again. And when I had purchased my Diablo mohair from Hobby and the Friends wool from Hobby, I was just short of the free shipping. And so I purchased some Highland wool to make the gown cardigan. And I think I chose like an oatmeal color, or kind of like a wheat. No, it's kind of like a brown oatmeal color, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like in person, because on the computer screen it looks nice, but in person it might be like a lighter or darker hue. But anyways, so that is all the things I've knit, the things I'm planning for the knit along. So I hope you found some inspiration in this video. I hope it was helpful to see some of the patterns that I've knit up and stuff. And I think, I don't know, I'm kind of like, I'm just thinking off the top of my head if I could do like a little bit of a, no, I don't really feel like editing in the video. I was going to say I could do like a montage of Irene Lin patterns, but I think what I'll do is I'm just going to link Irene Lin's Ravelry page below, so you can go check out all the patterns that she has to offer, and decide for yourself what you want to cast on, or if you've already decided what you're casting on and are currently casting on, because this is going live on October 15th, then that's really exciting, and I cannot wait to see all the projects on Ravelry. Oh no, sorry, on Instagram. That's where the knit along is being hosted. And so just as a reminder, the hashtags that we're using on Instagram is going to be hashtag Irene Lin KAL 2023, and that's for your works in progress pictures. So like your new cast-ons, or like what you're planning to cast on, like just, yeah, so that's kind of like the catch-all hashtag. And then when you have a finished object, the hashtag for that is going to be Irene Lin KAL 2023 FO. And that will enter you into the, so there's 2 prize pools. There's one for the first hashtag and one for the second hashtag. And we will be pulling the prizes at the end of the knit along and announcing them on Faith's channel and on my channel, and we'll also announce it on Instagram. Or one or the other, something like that. Anyways, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Was that everything I wanted to say? Yeah, I think so. If there's anything I forgot, then I'll probably just like mention it down below, or if this video works with the premiere and the chat thing, hopefully if anyone's had any questions, I should have said this at the very start, if you had any questions to like ask in the chat, but that's okay. Yeah, that's about it. And yeah, I think I'm probably, as I watch this video on the 15th, and hopefully casting on and working on my Acacia cardigan. And okay, now I'm just going off on tangents. I'm gonna end here. So I will see you in the next video, and until then, happy knitting. Bye.